All right, welcome again to another convo session. Today I am talking to Sheri, and we are talking about how to bring just good habits and nutrition into our life. So we all know why we need to, but this is a little more practical. So I'm really excited about this. Thanks so much, Sheri, for joining me today.
So absolutely. So good to be here. And it's going to be fun talking to another Sheri.
Yes. So do you know what our name means or
well, I know how SHERI, what that means, and I know what SHERRY means. But how you spell yours, I don't know the meaning of that. My spelling means little womanly one, go figure, whatever. And the other Sheri actually means intoxicated. So I was glad that, if my parents chose one of the two, they chose the one they did.
Yeah, so I think I'm in between there, so it's like a little drunk. Now it's just
Oh, okay. There you go.
All right, sweet. So welcome. I'm so happy to hear you. I'm starting to get a little more into fitness. So last year I had a back injury, and I never really worked out before, but I played soccer, and in general I'm active. I like hiking, I like walking, I like moving. But I always said there has to be something for me to chase, for me to go out on a run, like a ball, because I just won't find joy in I don't know, doing it by myself. I like the team sports. I had a back injury. I was in the hospital on my back for weeks after that. And then just for the next year in pain, having to lay down when I came home from work, stretch my back out, sometimes not able to sleep really well just because of the pain. So I started getting into working out. I met someone who said specifically weights would be good for me, which is not something I have ever done before. I think the biggest thing I did was 5 pounds.
Okay.
So I started kind of getting into the journey, and then just nutrition kind of followed because naturally, and now I'm really interested in it. And then as I talk to other entrepreneurs, it's kind of the same story. We don't have time. We know we ought to drink water. We know we need to take breaks and eat properly and get up and stretch, but it's just really hard to put into our lives. So I'm happy that you're going to give us some great insight on how we should be doing that.
Sweet. Okay. And before we started recording, I did tell you that feel free to butt in, because when I start talking about this stuff, I can just go. I have a whole workshop that I teach on this specifically, because it's not just what you should do, because you've already listed them. Oh, I know I need to drink more water. I know I need to get up and stretch. I know I need to take a break and eat healthy. But how do we take both an environment and scheduling shift as well as a mindset shift with it? And one of the things right off the bat that gets people in trouble, Sheri, have you heard it takes 21 to 30 days to make a habit?
I have heard that.
Okay.
Is that true? I always hear about that. That's actually true?
Yes and no.
Okay.
It is not true that it takes 21 to 30 days in the way that we are told. We're told, oh, you want to start eating healthy and, start an exercise program and do all this stuff. And in 21 to 30 days, it's going to be who you are. You're just, doesn't work that way. There is research behind it, but the research was on small habits, such as I'm going to drink a glass of water when I get up in the mornings. One small step. And the 21 to 30 days that was the minimum that was shown. Some subjects were shown that in 21 to 30 days, they made this habit. Well, of course, in media, we catch that. And so we start blasting out to everybody, change your life in 21 days. Not so much.
That's so interesting that you say that, because so I've done these 2 12-week fitness, not challenges. I signed up for this 12-week program. And the first 12 weeks, it was hard. I made some small changes. Now I drink sparkling water when I want a Coke or something that's not water. And also I don't drink water, period. So I was able to do these small changes, but the big changes of working out and enjoying it didn't happen until I was into my second 12-week program. Then I actually was even last night, it was oh my gosh, I haven't worked out We had a holiday Monday, so I didn't work out Monday. I just went for a walk Tuesday, and it was Wednesday night. And I was like, oh, I really want to work out. Whereas in the first 12-week period, I would have been like, it's 8 o'clock at night. I got to start putting my kids to bed and get ready, whatever.
Right. Right.
So I'm glad you said that, because that honestly, lately I've been saying, like, it can't be 21 days because it took me the 12 weeks until I got into the actual habit of like, okay, I'm doing this.
Right, right. And that is, I'm so glad you brought that up. It's such a great example, Sheri, because it takes, research shows us there's this curve where everybody is 100% adherent, compliant into it on day one.
Yeah.
Okay. Then there is a steep drop off, and the line goes flat at 6 months. So where people get in trouble is they say, okay, I'm going to put all these supports, and I'll give you some supports and tricks and tips, things in place. And they do that for 21 to 30 days. And then it begins to get a little bit easier. Just as you were saying that, all right, I'm into the 3 months, 4 months now, it's starting to get easier. Then it's easy to take those supports away because you think, I've got this.
Yeah.
So until you hit that 6 month mark, though, don't take the supports away. You want it to be where you've got things in place that are helping you. One more quick thing before I go into some of those supports that will help you is making an identity shift. And you've alluded to this already, of it wasn't those first 12 weeks, those first 3 months, it was more of a struggle. It wasn't necessarily who you were. It was something to check off on your to-do list.
Yeah.
But after that, you're going, oh my gosh, I've not exercised today. It's more a part of who you are. And that's what I call the identity shift, where you go from Sheri who exercises to Sheri the exerciser. And that shift takes about 5, 6, 7 months, somewhere in there.
Oh, wow. Okay. So
Yeah.
I'm normal.
Yeah, you're absolutely normal. You're absolutely normal. So some of the things to put in place during that initial few months. One is what I call a micro commitment. And it's really fun because this was something that started coming out in the literature in the past probably 10, 15 years. And I've always wanted to go somewhere. I don't know where I'm going to publish this, but somewhere it's like, oh, I had a client teach me this probably 25 years ago now. I was working at a fitness center at the time. A client was in the lobby knitting. And I went up to her and I was like, you know, the workout equipment's over there. What are you doing down here? And she said, she just looked at me so exhausted, Sheri. You've had those days where you're just, ugh. And just with this haggard look on her face, she goes, I'm spent. I've got nothing, but it's my day to be here. So I'm here. And I said, you are onto something. We need to talk.
Yeah.
And her commitment was not to work out. Her commitment was to have her butt in the building. And that meant one day out of the year, she's going to be so tired that she can't do anything, but it's keeping her in the habit of being there. So let's play with this a little bit. You have begun a fabulous workout program for rehabbing your situation. You're drinking a version of water instead of the sodas. Is there something in a habit that, and for those of you listening, we have not rehearsed any of this, so I don't know if you're even going to have something. Is there something that you're still struggling a little bit to make the habit of, or a new one that you're wanting to make?
You know what? I'm actually feeling pretty good about this. Like I said, the first 12 weeks, 3 months, that was brutal. This time it's a lot easier, except it's warmer weather. So I realized, so in May in Canada, like, you never quite know. We could have like really cold, snowy almost weather, or we could have like 30 degree, which is, I don't know, like 80 degrees Fahrenheit. And so the first week it was nice. I was outside, like I set up my computer, I was reading outside, everything was outside. And I was like, oh, I better, like, it was more of a, oh shoot, I didn't exercise today because I was outside. Instead of, it's one thing when you're trapped inside and you want to move and you need to move.
Yes, yes.
So that's my only thing. When the nice weather comes in, I find I struggle a little bit more because I don't want to leave the outside to come inside to work out.
Oh, okay. So we're going to check. Well, one of the tips we're going to get to is overcoming barriers, overcoming challenges like that. So we will definitely come to that. But one of the micro commitments you could make around that is you do your weight training inside.
Yeah.
Sounds like, okay. So let's assume that you're going to keep doing it inside.
Yeah.
Then a micro commitment might be, I'm going to go in and pick up the weight.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have to lift it. As far as, doing the reps, I don't have to do my full workout, but I'm going to pick them up and put them down, and that's it. The reason for there are several reasons for the micro commitment. One is that it keeps it top of mind. So let's say I'm going to take a completely different example. Let's say somebody is wanting to become a journaler. Okay, I'm going to touch my journal every day, or I want to go walk every day. Great, I'm going to put my walking shoes on. I don't have to go walk, but I'm going to put them on, because what you're wanting for that 6-month window is for it to be top of mind. You want it to be constantly on your mind. So if you do have a crazy week that you don't actually lift weights or go walk or do whatever, at the end of that week, you've not forgotten about it. Does that make sense?
It makes sense because in my first period of the 12 weeks, there were times where my schedule just got thrown off. Like some days it's just too busy and whatever happens.
Right.
And then a couple of days went by and I'm like, oh my gosh, I forgot to work out. Or I'd lay down at night and be like, oh my gosh, I didn't work out today. Shoot. Right. Because it wasn't something I looked forward to. It's not that I hate it, but it's just, it wasn't in my routine. I didn't think about it. So,
right.
Yeah.
Yep. So let's go ahead and talk about overcoming challenges, overcoming barriers. Okay. The big way to do that is listing out, just like you did, here's the challenge I'm expecting. And you don't have to, when you're starting some type of exercise program, even if it's, I'm going to go walk for 15 minutes on my lunch break, whatever somebody's thing is they're wanting to start, you don't have to think about, what are all the challenges that might happen to me over the next year? Mm-hmm. Just deal with what's in front of you. And for what's in front of you is the weather's nicer. I'm going to be outside working. Do I really want to come inside and work or work out? No, boy, I'm not going to have that trigger to do that. I'm not going to have that desire to do that. So that's one challenge. Any other challenges you foresee?
I love ice cream.
Well, okay, we'll keep with the workout and then we'll get to the ice cream. No.
Other than that, nothing really. Like it's just like, I don't know. I just don't want to come in like from outside, or because I'm outside, I'm not really thinking about it. I don't know why, honestly, the thing is, until I get inside and I'll be like, oh my gosh, I didn't work out, or, oh shoot, 3 days went by. But honestly, this time it's been a lot easier, but I realized, you know what, I don't have to worry about when, it's what you said, because sometimes it's like people get so ahead of themselves. It's like, oh, well, how am I going to work out when I go on vacation? But I'm like, okay, I don't have to worry about that because I'm not going on vacation for a few weeks. Worry about this week. This week, here's your schedule. Figure it out.
Yeah. Okay. You mentioned schedule. That's a great idea with this. So when you are looking at, here are my challenges, my challenge to you is come up with at least 5 potential ways to handle the challenge. One, so I'm just going to throw out a couple just to get the brain going, and then I want to hear your ideas as well. One is that you put a Post-it note or a reminder in your phone or something so that you don't have that moment of it's 8 o'clock at night and I've completely forgotten. There's been some kind of trigger. So that would be one thing. Another would be, there is no written rule that you have to work out inside. So if it's nice out and you prefer outside, do the weight training outside. So those are a couple of ideas. What might be something that you think could work for you?
Yeah, my sister's into biking, so I was like, you know what, let's bike once a week, like together, because then at least I know for 1 hour a week or whatever, I'm gonna get my cardio in with somebody. So it's like a week won't go by because at least once we'll be doing that. And I'm not playing soccer this year, so with my family, like my 3 kids and my husband, we are either hiking or biking, which obviously is lower when the kids are coming, but every Thursday I'm like, I can't sit all week. And now Thursday, what are we going to do? Watch TV? So we put that into place. So it's like, okay, 2 times a week, I put into the calendar, these things are going to happen. And then the other times I'm trying to lift the weight because of the back thing. I don't want all cardio. Right. But the reminders would be good. I should do that. And then, and then the other thing I had to overcome was finding the time that was right for me. So it's easy because right now in Ontario, we're locked at home. So I actually work out around this time. Even right before we're getting ready for the meeting, I was like, oh, I need to move. I'm ready. Like, so 1 o'clock must be my time, and 3 o'clock actually. 1 and 3, I get antsy. So I was working out just at that time because naturally I seem to have more energy. I don't know if that's when like my breakfast kicks in or what. And it's been, good that way. So when I'm out and about, like yesterday I had a lot of errands to do. It was during the afternoon, I was running for this client or whatever. And I think that's why I missed the workout. And then I didn't think about it because I was out of the house and I was moving, so I felt good. And then at night I was like, oh shoot, I didn't work out today.
Okay, so one possibility for that is, do you schedule your week do you schedule on a daily basis or do you schedule on a weekly basis?
So loose week basis. So in general, I'll be like, okay, 1 o'clock, I have this appointment with Sheri. 12 o'clock, I'm talking to this person over here. But in a general sense, I look at the week because I like, my mornings, I try and keep clear from meetings and stuff because that's when I do like my really good thinking time. Yes. So I dive into my creative work or just work, whatever. And I'll usually leave meetings and stuff for the afternoon. And then daily, I'll be like, okay, what do I have to do today? I'm a total list person. Once I open my business, I'm like, okay, I have to upload this video. I have to do this. And then I kind of make a list that way. And it's around my bigger list of the weekly appointments.
Okay. So one idea for you might be either at the week beginning or every couple of days looking ahead and saying, my workout is an appointment.
Yeah.
And I know I'm talking to Sheri at 1, and I know I'm talking to so-and-so at 2. I'm not talking to anybody at 3. So I'm going to go ahead and slip my workout commitment in there. And if something comes up, nope, sorry, I'm available at 4, but I'm not available at 3 because I'm already committed to that.
Yeah.
You mentioned something with your family, and I think this is brilliant. Social support is something that's another tip and trick is social support helps us to stick with our goals. And sometimes that's just accountability. It is having somebody say, hey, how's your ice cream going? Hey, how's your water going? Your whatever. But it's also the fun of doing it with somebody. And if somebody's goal is, I've got clients that they're wanting to eat healthier, but they don't like cooking alone. They're single and they don't like cooking alone. Fine. Get together with some friends and cook. In your case, it's the family's going bike riding. I mean, golly, how much more fun can you get than that? I mean, that is fabulous. So let me give you one more tip and then we'll keep going with any other questions that you might have. Another one is, while you want to decrease and weaken those barriers, those challenges, you also want to increase the benefit. You want to strengthen the concept of the benefit. I'll give you a quick story and then I want to use you as a guinea pig as well. So you can talk through yours some. One of my clients, he really wanted to get back into the gym 3 days a week. And when he came to me, he was like, okay, I want to make that a habit of getting to the gym 3 days a week. Great. That's wonderful. Then you ask the question, why? And his answer to that was because I want to have more energy. He also was an entrepreneur at that time, a solopreneur, and able to very clearly see when I have this much energy, I'm this productive. When I'm this productive, I make this much money.
Yeah.
So as we went through the whys, it was, I want to have more energy. I want to be more productive. Therefore, I make more money. Great. Why do you want to make more money? And Sheri, this was interesting as we got deeper and deeper into his whys. I won't go through the whole iteration. It was because he wanted to leave a large plot of land with homes already built for his family to have in perpetuity. Now, this was pre-COVID. He didn't know that life might get crazy and they might need to actually use it. But his thought was so that they always have a place in case of emergency, so that his great grandkids would always have a place for vacation and to come together as a family. He wanted to leave a legacy in that form. So then on a Thursday night, when he's tempted at the end of his day to, oh, I'm so tired. Do I really want to go to the gym or not? No, it was, do I really want to leave a legacy for my family or not? So it was a pretty big why for him. So for you, one of the things you want to do with benefits is you want to list as many benefits as you can think of. That's one way to strengthen them. And then any that just jump out at you, those are the ones you start asking why. So let's take one. Is there one benefit to keeping your back strong and keeping your heart healthy? Why is that a benefit to you?
Just in general, I don't like to be in pain.
That's a good one.
That's one that will remind me and get me downstairs.
Yes.
But mainly, I really want, so when we had kids, we had these big, like, we kind of live, my husband and I, not an adventurous life. Like, we have our jobs and our work and we're normal. But we've always had, like, when we go on vacation, we don't want to lay down on the beach in the Caribbean. We want to hike the mountains in California and, you know, go to the Alps and stuff like that.
Yes.
Nothing insane, but I do need to be in shape for that. And then we've always kind of wanted, like, when our kids were like 20 and there's going to be no complaining and they're not going to be like tired or hungry. And we're just going to have these family adventures. And then when the back thing happened, that's the part that bothered me the most, was like this future loss of, oh my gosh, no, I can't be in pain for the rest of my life. I have to get over this because we have these big plans to travel and to climb and to be active. And my husband's very active. So it just makes it that much easier. Yeah. So that is my giant why. So my fitness instructor, she said the first 12 weeks, we didn't do this. The second 12 weeks, she said, everyone make a vision board, which I have heard about. And I'm like, I know my whys, but I'm like, you know, I'm going to do it and just do what she says. And part of that was I had some people like climbing a mountain and stuff. And there's been a couple times where I'm like, that why drove me, even though I was tired or kind of lazy, downstairs, because I was like, no, man, this is for future Sheri. Like,
yes.
Go. So yeah, those deeper whys. Whereas the first 12 weeks, it was a little more, it was just like, well, it was just a shock to the system to work out and like watch what I'm eating, because I never really have done that before. But yeah, so the deeper whys, like I do find that those are the driving. It's not like, because losing weight, losing 5 pounds, that will never get me off the couch, because I don't care at the end of the day.
Yeah.
But those deep whys, I'm like, wow, they're actually very motivating, because I need to work to get to that place.
Yeah. It's for you, it is the fulfillment of experience as well as the memories with family. Those sound like your two really driving what's going to get you off the sofa or what's going to get you to come inside if you're outside. Yeah. Beautiful. Beautiful. So there are a ton more. We could talk forever on this, but has there been any specific questions that have popped up in your head as we've talked through this?
Yeah, so I'm kind of an all-in person in general. So now that I'm like ready to work out and actually loving it, this week with me not working out for those 2 days was actually an anomaly since I've started. I literally could work out every day because I actually enjoy it and I like getting stronger and seeing the difference and all that kind of stuff.
Yes.
What I wondered on the flip side was I know rest is important when it comes to like healing your body, healing your muscles and stuff like that. And when I read things and look at things, I'm seeing people are like, okay, rest day is Sunday. And if there's a day I'm not going to do anything, it's going to be a Sunday. And then it's like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, rest day, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And I'm like, oh, should I be resting instead of being like, wow, I'm working out every single day this week and sometimes twice a day because I can do my weights and then go for like a bike ride or a hike. Mm-hmm. So how important is rest when it comes to working out too?
Okay. Rest is critical. This is a visual for you. Let's pretend that these are your muscle fibers.
Yeah.
Whenever you train, if you are training hard enough that you get a little soreness, what's happening, which is good, that's totally good, that's what's supposed to happen. Mm-hmm. Those muscle fibers get slight microscopic tears. You're not ripping the muscle. It's fine. It's healthy. It's normal. You get these microscopic tears. Depending on how intensely you have worked and depending on how healthy that you're eating in between, it's going to take, we normally say 48 hours, 36, 72 hours, somewhere in there for them to heal back and heal back stronger. So yes, if I do a chest and back workout on a Monday, Wednesday really is the soonest that I would want to hit that again. But there's no reason I can't do chest and back workout on Monday, a leg workout on Tuesday, Thursday do some sprint work. Also your cardio, you can do every day. Mm-hmm. Stretching, you can do multiple times a day. These are just general rules depending on what your specific goal and type of workout is. But in general, yes, that rest is critical to do that. Okay. But exactly how that looks is depending on your workout.
Okay. And then the other thing I wondered, so the other thing with this working out was Mary, that's her name. She looked at what I ate in a day and she's like, that's horrific. You need to change everything here. So she's like, you need way more protein than you eat. Anyway, so now I'm like incorporating protein. So for instance, today for breakfast, I had like a Greek yogurt with hemp hearts, almonds, and then some cereal like grains and strawberries. So I'm trying to add these proteins. So now when I do my arm exercises, there's been a couple of days where the next day and the day after, I was sore and I felt it. But for the most part, I'm working out and I'm like, oh, come on, get that last one. And it hurts in the moment. Yeah. But the next day it doesn't hurt. Like, so I'm like, am I working hard enough or should I, because in the moment it's hard. But then the next day I don't feel that workout pain that people talk about.
Okay.
So I'm like, is it because now I'm eating protein? So I don't really get that because I'm healing?
It could be that you are healing faster because you're getting enough protein. That could be it. If your water intake has gone up, that could be it because it's flushing out any of the lactic, helping to flush out lactic acid. Another part is because you're doing cardio. The cardio is helping to flush, and the lactic acid, just so you know, that's one of the things that makes the muscles sore. The cardio can be helping to flush some of that out. And just simply the fact that your body is now accustomed to this. If you were to tomorrow take your weight up by 30 or 40%, you'd be sore the next day.
Okay, yeah.
So your body just may be accustomed, and it may be time, if it's been a couple months since you have experienced that delayed soreness, it may be time to bump up the intensity of your workout. Your muscles may be ready for that.
Even if in the moment I'm struggling. Like, because last night I did an arm workout and I was like, and it hurt after, but when I woke up today, nothing.
Okay.
So I don't know. Anyway, so I was trying to Google that and I could not figure that one out.
Yeah.
So I was
all
like,
right. So when you're doing the exercise, is it, well, we'll just say bicep curls. Is it the same weight that you have been doing for quite a while?
No, I was doing 8 pounds on each hand, and now I'm doing 10 on each hand. But if I do 15, it's just like I can't even do 5.
Okay. How many, with the 10 pounds, how many repetitions can you get?
I do 12 3 times.
Okay. And on the first set, is it fatiguing, or is it by the end of the third set that you're like, oh my gosh, I couldn't get another one?
That is a hard question. In the first set, I don't think I'm that bothered.
Good.
But it's hard to say because I do like 3 sets of bicep things. So yeah, like last night I did the ones that you hold it like this. Hammer curls. And then your regular ones.
Yeah.
And then I did some other bicep things. So it was 3, 3, and 3. So yeah, by the third set, I was like, okay, counting it down like, whew, should I quit? No, just hit the 12. Come on, you got 3 more.
Yeah.
So,
How rest do you give in between? How long of a rest do you give in between each set?
I take a drink of water.
And that's it?
Yeah, because time is more important than resting. Is that right? I don't know.
Okay, we may have just hit, and I'm so glad you're bringing this up, because this is an example of when people hit those challenges and barriers of, well, this is not working or this is not working. Well, there could be a whole lot of different reasons. I think we may have hit yours, and that is right now you are working more on muscular endurance than muscular strength. And we tend not to get sore from muscular endurance exercises. We tend to get sore from muscular strength. So here's what I would challenge you to do. You want to be more effective and efficient in your time, right?
Yeah.
All right. Do you have stretches that you do for your back, stretches that you do for other things? All right.
Yeah. So when I exercise by myself, I don't spend a lot of time stretching, but there are some back stretches I do. But when I'm with my instructor at the end of every lesson, there are stretches.
Okay. So this is just an idea. So you're not walking around the room for 60 seconds, twiddling your thumbs, going, I'm wasting 60 seconds of my life. Yeah. Go up and wait.
Okay.
And you may have to start with what's called a drop set, and run all this by your trainer, because your trainer obviously knows you better than I do. And ask your trainer, what's her name again?
Mary.
So ask Mary about, hey, I want to try incorporating some drop sets. So with that one, you would start with a 15-pound dumbbell. You do as many as you can. Let's say you get to 5 and you go, I can't do any more. You put the 15s down, you grab the 10s, you finish the set with 10s.
Okay.
Now you're going to take a 60-second break to let those very fatigued at this point bicep muscles rest. Use that 60 seconds to do some of the stretching for your back, some of the stretching overall that you need to do for flexibility. 60 seconds is done. You come back, you do the same thing. You start incorporating 3, 4, 5 sets of that intensity, you're probably going to get sore. And if you don't, message me and we'll keep looking.
Okay. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah. Cause that has been bothering me for a couple of weeks now, that I'm like, should I be sore? I don't know.
Yeah. And the goal is not to be sore all the time, but periodically you should be bumping things up where you get sore, then you get acclimated to that level, and then you can go up again.
Alrighty. Yeah, that sounds good. Okay, so I liked what you said about your client who just wanted to work out for his deeper goal of like legacy, but also he knew it would give him more energy. So that's something I'm also excited about. I'm like, man, I'm feeling good these days. And when I feel good, my family life is great. My work life is incredible.
Yeah.
And I'm loving it. So let's talk specifically to entrepreneurs, who mainly is my audience here.
Yeah. Which is mostly my clients too. So
all right, there you go. So like when it comes to that, what do you say to people who are feeling that low energy, and that can't commit necessarily to like this high training, great diet lifestyle, or they just don't want to? They're just like, I just need a little bit of energy increase.
Number one is you do need to move, but what that movement looks like can vary. It could be just a 15-minute walk. And especially one hack that is going to help you with boost your energy is sunshine. So if you can go take a 15-minute walk in the sunshine, you're getting the movement, but you're also getting the sunshine. And sunshine, when it hits the eyes, when it hits the retina, and also when it hits the skin, it makes chemical changes in the body to boost your serotonin, to increase your mood, to increase your energy. And then at night, here's what's beautiful. That serotonin shifts to become melatonin and help you sleep. So getting out in the sunshine is going to boost your energy then, but also get you better sleep to boost your energy the next day, a nice little upward spiral. So sunshine is going to be one, walking is one. Your brain, when it is dehydrated, and it actually will shrink, they show when you start getting dehydrated, everything slows down. So drinking the water, staying well hydrated is going to keep your mental energy up. And another one, and I will send you, if I don't remember them all, I will send you this that we can put in the notes. A friend of mine is a clinical aromatherapist, and I was asking her, because I do a lot of energy training, obviously, with my entrepreneur and business owner clients, because this is a big topic for them, is essential oils that are specific to energy, to have those either going or, in a diffuser or something, or just simply have a bottle opened. Peppermint, white fir, grapefruit, orange, and I forget the fifth one, but there were 5 that she gave me that were real specific for energy. And I'll get you those 5 so you can put them in the notes. This is funny because yesterday I just taught a workshop. There was a group of entrepreneurs that I was speaking to, and the topic was energy. So all these different energy hacks. One of them also is making sure that your space is not cluttered. Because anything that is stimulus to one level increases your energy, over that begins to drain you.
Yeah.
So if you go into either sound, and I'll give you 2 websites that are really great for that. So either sound or the visual stimulus, you want that to be at the level that increases your energy but doesn't drain you. On sound, Brain FM and Focus at Will are 2 of the best I have found for sound for working. I really love Focus at Will because you take a little test and it tells you what type of their music is best for you to work to, because everybody's brain is different. And some people need the equivalent of acid rock, and some of us need spa music because we don't have ADHD. And let's see, those are just some quick energy hacks.
Yeah, that's awesome, because mainly the concern in general is always like, oh, I just don't have enough energy. Like, I'm needing the coffee at 3 p.m. Something I also went through, when was this? I'm so bad with keeping dates. Within the last year is I started having symptoms of adrenal fatigue. Do you ever talk to any clients with that? So I know what I did.
Yes, I've had it twice myself. So we could do a whole nother recording just on adrenal fatigue.
You know what? Maybe we should, because seriously, so many times I'm like talking to people, I'm like, that sounds like adrenal fatigue to me. Like, I'm no doctor, but so. Do you want to just give us hints, and then maybe we can eventually do that?
Yeah. Basics of adrenal fatigue is rest, watch the high intensity exercise. A lot of people who get into that think that, oh, exercise is supposed to give me energy. Well, yes, going for a walk in a park will, but high intensity exercise taxes the adrenals. And so you've got to have that extra rest. There is a special diet. Hold on, I'm going to grab this book.
Okay.
And I did it without knocking anything over. Okay, so when I was going through adrenal fatigue the first time, I came across Dr. Schwarbian, the Schwarbian Principle 2. Have you seen these?
No.
Okay. she wrote specifically for adrenal fatigue. And so this is and I'm not going to call it a diet, because to me, diets are things that cause a sense of deprivation, and I don't want to put that on people, but it's a guide, a way of eating, a way to focus your eating to rebuild the adrenals. And so rest, proper eating, gentle movement, those are the three best quick fixes. Well, they're not quick fixes, quick answers.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, I talked to my naturopath, and he put me on something that I had to take in the morning. And then at night, it wasn't melatonin. What's the other thing that kind of helps you sleep? That's a natural supplement.
Oh, there's several. There's valerian, there's skullcap, passion flower.
I can't remember. It wasn't that. Anyway.
Okay.
So I did that in the evenings, because I was waking up every day at like 4, 2 or whatever it was. And then, just watching my diet and kind of taking it easy, and just like, okay, why am I stressed? What am I stressed about? Do I have to write a list before bed? So I'm not like lying there being like, oh, I better make sure I do this tomorrow. So it was tricky. But I already knew about it because I had some close people in my life that went through it. So I was able to recognize the signs. I had a friend that went through it, and it took like a year and a half for her to fully recover. And I was just oh, awful. Yeah, because, and the more I meet people, the more I'm like, man, this is really underrated. Like, no one's talking about this, and it's something we need to talk about, especially coming off, or like we're still in the midst of this pandemic where everyone's stress levels are just that much higher than normal.
Right.
So,
right.
All right. Any last words to anybody? What do you think, what are just things we can do to help ourselves?
The best thing you can do to help yourself is get with a certified health coach or certified trainer. So obviously I'm available. You have a trainer that you work with. The biggest thing is don't try to do this journey alone, because if it's something as extreme as adrenal fatigue, or just simply life's pretty good, but I know that I'm not reaching my potential, why waste time and effort and energy testing 1,000 different things when you can get with somebody who's trained in it and get on the path and get moving? So feel free to reach out to me, reach out to somebody in your area. If you want to work, I've worked virtually, but if somebody wants to be physically with somebody, get with somebody. Don't try to do this on your own. That's my biggest tip.
Yeah, I love that. That's so true, because just in general in life, like when people are talking, oh, I think I might need this vitamin, I'm like, talk to somebody who knows how they interact.
Yes.
And even with me, I called my naturopath, hey, I'm waking up, I think it's adrenal fatigue. I bought a supplement, and I did what the bottle told me, take it like in the morning and in the evening. And then all of a sudden I was waking up at like midnight. And finally I went into him, I'm like, I feel like I'm going to die. Like I've been awake for what feels like months. And he's like, oh, you can't take that at night. You have to take that 2 times before 11 a.m. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is exactly why I tell people. And I didn't take my own advice. I just was doing my own thing, popping with all these supplements and vitamins, and it ended up hurting me. So I always say to people, like, you need the help, and that's okay. Like, we all know our own business very well.
Oh yeah. It's like, why in the world do I want to try to do something myself?
Yeah. When
somebody else who's an expert at it, I can offload and take their information and apply it to me. So absolutely. Absolutely. So I don't know if you want my contact information here, or if you just want to put it in the description below, but yeah. Yeah.
You know what? I'm just going to say, how can we follow you if we, want to learn more? How can we connect?
So I do have a YouTube video, the ViREO Life. So you can check me out on YouTube, and email me, Sheri at the ViREO Life, TheVireolife. Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. I'm pretty much anywhere except Pinterest and Twitter. I don't do those, but everybody else, I'm there.
All right, sweet. I'll drop that below so people can see and find you. And thanks again for your